Hey, I'm Tburrier from Tburrier.com. I'm a big fan of Jim Rohn, and one of the things that Jim Rohn used to say frequently is attitude determines whether you can move a mountain or whether you can be crushed by a grain of sand. And I think if you really think about that, that is so daggone true, right? I mean, when your attitude is poor, everything seems overwhelming, right? Really, a grain of sand is like too much. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine trying to move that grain of sand. It's just too immense. And when your attitude is really good and you're really up, you're like, mountain, big deal, blow right through that thing. So how do you get to where you constantly are in the frame of moving a mountain? And so I'm going to give you 6 ideas today, all of which can help, all of which together will make you absolutely be in this frame of mind. And I know this dearly because this is something that, I've sorry, my chair's a little hunky there. Something that I've experienced my whole life, right? Because I started my life in such a bad way for so many years. The whole first half of my life, I was the naysayer, negative, nothing good will ever happen, and no positive expectation, very low self-esteem, just a victim, right? Victim mentality. Ugh, disgusting when I think about it now. But it allows me to have empathy as I'm leading and teaching and coaching and mentoring, which I do a lot of. And so I can understand. And I can understand it's changeable too. See, not only did I have that upbringing, but my chemical makeup is such where I wake up in the morning more often. I write this in my book as Eeyore, right? I wake up and I'm, that's how I feel. But I don't stay that way. Right? I hop out of bed and I get rolling to fix it. So I'm going to be as quick as I can here to give you this input, and if you really take this and really do it, it'll change your life. It will definitely change your life. I know, I'm living proof. I'm not the richest guy on the planet. I don't have the best life of anybody on the planet, but I can tell you I'm one of the richest people in life that I know, and it's because of these things. Yes, I've been blessed, but I've worked very hard to create this kind of life. Again, I'm not about stuff, so my life isn't the measure of richness in life. Is not remotely about the things you accumulate. That's one measure. And for me, that measure is relatively low on the totem pole. Not to say that I haven't been blessed with quite a bit of that over time, but that's not what came first. This was a chicken and an egg kind of thing. So static and variable lens. Your lens is how you see the world. It's a reflection of your attitude, and it's made up of 2 parts. One is the static lens. A static lens is essentially your hardware. It's like the wiring from your conditioning growing up. And this is important to recognize. Everybody, for the most part, right? There's always an outlier statistically, but everybody has had negative conditioning. They were conditioned and conformed, right? Conditioned and conformed, negatively conditioned and conformed to bad pieces of recipe for uncovering the human spirit. This is not an uncovering gifts. That doesn't work. And so most people have this conditioning that they're not good enough, that they're not worthy, that they can't do things, right? That's just that they don't deserve stuff, right? That's their conditioning. You can argue with me if you want, but it's true. The variable lens, it's a different animal. The variable lens, like the software, that's highly changeable. And that is primarily a factor of your quality of life right now as you're experiencing it, and then anything that might have happened in the moment before the next experience, right? That's how quickly it can change. It's very emotionally driven as well as through the attitude. And so a variable lens is affected by multiple quality of life factors: your standard of living, your state of health, your state of relationships, your capacity to give, your mental outlook, which is part of your attitude, your level of fulfillment, and the state of your pursuits, among other things. And so if any of those things are not doing well, they affect your attitude. So they're changeable, right? And the mental outlook is the primary one we're focused on here because that drives so many things, and everything I teach puts it all together. So you can work on the variable one, and that's what I did. I started 31 years ago. It changed everything for me. It doesn't mean, right, just like you, no matter what you do, the old you is still going to be in there. Nobody grows out of anything. We just grow on top of things. And so you're still going to have the old stuff, but you put the new stuff in and begin to subtly change even the old stuff because you get a new history going forward. And that's what I've done. And so even though I still wake up with the chemical stuff that makes me like Eeyore a lot of mornings, that's not how I show up in the world most of the time. And that happens less now, by the way, because of all these other things. So first one is read and journal every day. Read something positive and journal about your life, about your experiences, about your work every day. And the stuff you take out of your reading will make a huge difference for you. Not to mention it will serve as a platform for collecting and utilizing your experiences to make an impact. The second is be conscious about the input you're allowing into your brain every day. And this is so important, right? The media, for example. The media is totally agenda-based, and negativity is what, and sensationalism is what sells, right? So putting that in your brain is like putting toxic waste into your brain, right? It's just bringing up anxiety and fear, and that's what they want. They want to polarize you because that's what they get paid for. They get paid to get your eyeballs on the screen. So don't subject yourself to it. Be conscious. Put positive things. Put people like me in your brain. You can find other people who are a lot better than me. I'm just a guy, but I'm doing my best to help bring the right messaging and to teach and help people. Be purposeful about who you allow to go into your brain from an input perspective. I'm not talking about people in your life, that I'll get to, but I'm talking about what you watch, what you listen to, all that kind of stuff. Third is self-care. Bottom line is you have to physically take care of yourself in addition to the emotional thing, which is where we are mostly here. But you're taking care of yourself physically, you can't show up, right? You can't show up well in your job unless you take care of yourself. You can't show up for the people that you love if you don't take care of yourself. You can't show up for your own dreams if you don't take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. So self-care has got to be a part of that. Not to mention when you do, you release all kinds of positive chemicals. You get more oxygen to your brain. You're physically able to do more and you feel better. You feel more confident. You feel stronger. Yeah, it takes dedication, but you know what? What else are you going to do? You're just going to say, I don't want to dedicate. I'll just fritter away time. No, take care of yourself because then you show up better and it'll dramatically affect your ability to move a mountain. Next is association. Anyone who is negative in your life, cut them out, right? Seriously, cut them out. If you're able to cut them out, cut them out. If you can't cut them out, then dramatically minimize your exposure to them and learn how to manage them. Anyone negative, anyone discouraging, anyone who is, against you, just cut them out. You don't need that kind of stuff in your life. If someone is not adding to you or anyone who's just a taker, these people are. All they do is take from you. They don't give you positive. They don't come alongside of you. They just take. Cut them out. All right? Cut them out and associate with people that are the way you want to be in your highest version of self, right? So associate with people who are movers, who have a positive view on life, right? Let's face it, negative and positive are always going to be here. There's never going to be more of one than the other. That's the nature of life. We can choose which experience we spend the most time in. We can't, we can't be airy-fairy and think that we're only going to be positive because we're not. You can't. But you can spend way more time there than the other. And start that with people. If someone is negative, cut them out. Pretty simple. Next is show up for the people that you love every day. And this is not always easy, but it is crucial. And showing up for people that you love every day, right, makes a huge difference in how you feel because it's a sense of security. Love is one of the most powerful things in the world. And so that is not just a sense of security for you, but it's you feel so full, you're not missing anything. That's like a gratitude thing, right? From a life perspective, dramatically impacts your variable lens. And then act on your dream. Whatever your dream is, I don't care what it is. It might be to write a book or to build a business or to do something. Act on it. You cannot let it go. There's essentially, in my opinion, there are three primary things you cannot neglect in life. One, you cannot neglect your physical well-being. Two, you cannot neglect the people you care about. And three, you cannot neglect the dream of your heart. You cannot. Because if you do, it will cause you to decay inside. It will eat away at you, right? You will feel it. You will feel guilty. You will feel frustrated. You will feel just, ugh, it's a gross feeling. And it doesn't mean you have to accomplish this major thing. You just need to work at it. You just need a little bit of time, 10 minutes a day. Just a little bit of time every day. Do not neglect your dream. And you're then showing yourself that you're worthy to act on that. It's such a big thing to show yourself. So those 6 things, you do those 6 things will make a big difference. If you want the perfect roadmap, the 3 Circles Living book, if you follow that book to the letter, everything we just talked about will get covered and it'll get taken care of, and you will sequentially move forward. If you follow that book to a letter, it will change your life. It will absolutely change your life. Within 30 days, you'll notice things are quite a bit different. In 90 days, you'll feel dramatically different. In a year, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't even recognize where I am. And it's pretty cool. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Feel free to share it with other people. My email is below. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to do that. And if you would like to get a copy of the book, just head to Amazon and look up 3 Circles Living by Tburrier. I'm pretty sure it's going to make a big difference for you. Have a great day.